Khatri.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
We have a couple questions we wanted to ask you today.
Sure.
What's the most frustrating part about being a teacher?
Most frustrating part about being a teacher is when students don't come to school, but then I see them in the hall later that day. They don't really have an excuse.
What college did you go to?
I went to UC San Diego.
Oh, that sounds great. Do you like teaching world history?
I do. I enjoy teaching world history. Students get a different perspective on things than they would in just a plain U.S. class.
Would you ever consider teaching European history?
Yeah, I taught AP Euro last year, and it was a great class.
What's a hidden talent you have?
I'm a pretty good cook, I'd like to say.
Can you show us?
No, not in my classroom. I don't have my pots and pans or ingredients or knives.
How do you spend your summer vacations?
Most summers I teach summer school. I try and get a trip in there, try and travel as much as possible. It's hard on a teacher schedule, and also having to work summer school at the same time.
Do you have any places that you're going to go this summer?
Right now, planning hopefully to go to Chicago, just for like a long weekend.
Nice. When did you become a teacher?
I started teaching in 2012.
Oh, so it's been a while.
Sure, yes.
What made you decide to become a teacher?
I decided to become a teacher because prior to becoming a teacher, I worked at the public defender's office, and I noticed a lot of offenders or potential offenders who kind of went the wrong way at a certain point in their life, and I thought maybe it'd be cool if I could kind of be involved and help people out a little bit.
Would you say you prefer being a teacher?
Yes, definitely.
If you won the lottery, what would you do with the money?
I'd pay off my house. I would pay off my parents' house and probably give some money to charity and then just relax.
Okay. What current trends do you like?
TikTok, because my students watch it all the time.
Can you show us a dance?
I don't know any.
Okay. If you were given a superlative in high school, what would it have been?
I don't know, actually. Maybe most likely to become a teacher.
Okay. If you could take your students on a field trip anywhere in the world, where would you take them?
Probably somewhere in Europe, just because we do a lot of European history, so they could see kind of everything that happened in Paris and in Rome and all of that stuff that we cover in history.
Have you been to Paris and Rome?
Yes, I went to Rome last spring break.
Cool. What song do you know all the lyrics to?
The Real Slim Shady by Eminem.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
That's okay.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Apocalypse Now.
Can you reenact a scene from it?
No, I think that's okay.
Okay. How long would you survive a zombie apocalypse and why?
Probably not that long, just because seems like pretty difficult.
Okay. If you could choose to live in any decade, what would it be?
The 2000s were pretty cool. You didn't really have to worry about very much, but maybe it's because I was a kid at that time.
Okay. How do you think students will remember your class?
I hope they remember it as something that they had fun in and also learned a little bit.
Would you say you're the best history teacher?
All the history teachers in the department are equally amazing.
What differences do you see in your morning versus afternoon classes?
My morning classes tend to be a little bit more asleep, and my afternoon classes also are kind of asleep, but I think that's just everyone's a little bit tired after lunch.
That makes sense. If you could pass wisdom on to your students, what would you say?
Oh, everything I say in class is passing wisdom on to my students.
So you would say you're a wise person?
Yes.
Cool. How do you remember all of your students' names?
I make a point of going through the list on School Loop and Infinite Campus and matching students' pictures with their names at the beginning of the year, just to make sure I know everyone.
Can you recite all of your past students?
Not every single one, but I could probably do a pretty good job.
How do you feel about the class of 2021?
Class of 2021 is the greatest class on campus because I'm their advisor and they have some great leadership in their class.
Okay, finally, which class do you enjoy teaching more, AP Euro or AP Gov?
I like teaching AP Gov a little bit more just because I enjoy teaching seniors a little bit more. No disrespect to my AP Euro sophomores.
Cool. Thank you for your time today.
No problem.